Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. US markets were down almost about 0.85 to almost 1% as we are not seeing any progress on the current deadlock involving the budget as well as the debt ceiling, and there is a fear in the market that if by 17th of October this debt ceiling is not lifted, then it could involve some kind of default on the part of US government and could lead to some kind of a liquidity issues in the rest of the globe. So that is definitely a matter of concern, and which is what is reflected in the way the US markets are behaving. The only good part is that the 10-year bond yields in US continues to hover around about 2.61. European markets too were marginally down and no major data points coming out from Eurozone, but they are also having some effect of what is going on in the US markets. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, Japan had started off weak, but is recovering a bit, and the yen has actually strengthened against the dollar to almost about 96.5. Most of the other Asian markets are showing a marginal weakness, particularly Shanghai. But our own markets are suggesting that we are going to open up almost about 50 points up on the back of the overnight positive news on the marginal standing facility, wherein the rates have been cut by 50 basis points. This move has come in as a positive surprise for the markets, as the market was not expecting the current RBI governor to come up with this kind of a measure so soon. So we expect a good positive action in the market, and more so in the banking stocks, particularly stocks like IndusInd Bank, Yes Bank, and some of the NBFCs like IDFC, because we think that there could be some positive effect of this short-term rate benefit which has been given by the RBI. On that note, let me invite Sadhana to take us through important F&O cues and ideas.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. After a sluggish opening, we have seen that market took resilience at lower levels and turn around toward the upward direction and closed the volatile session near 5950 levels. In this period, we have seen that market players have squared off their long positions, as around 13.18 lakh shares were reduced in open interest, and Nifty futures premium also decreased to 37 odd levels. And along with FIs also were net sellers of approximately 930 crores. And from past couple of trading sessions, we have seen that PCR is hovering between 1.07 to 1.10, but we have observed that put option has more number of additions in open interest as compared to call option. And on the options activity, we can see that 5,800 and 5,900, we have seen a good number of additions, but yesterday also market took support at 5850 and closed the session above our weekly VWAP of 5,900. And on call strike of 6,000, 6,200 followed by 6,300 has seen a good number of additions in open interest. And today Singapore Nifty is up by 50 points, so we may see a gap up opening in our market also, and market may test 6050 levels on intraday basis. From intraday perspective, one can go long on Bank of India with a stop loss of 174.75. Thank you.
Here are the important news and events that we are tracking today. First of all, as we had said before, that the RBI has reduced the marginal standing facility rate by 50 basis points, which will affect the short-term interest rates in the country, and particularly for the banks which are dependent upon these short-term borrowings, like IndusInd Bank and Yes Bank would get the benefit of this 50 basis points. So one can go long on IndusInd Bank with a stop loss of 389 and a target of about 409 to about 417. And Yes Bank, one can go long there with a stop loss of 310 and a target of about 326 to about 332. Mind you friends, these stocks will open up with a gap. So if the gap is more than 5%, then probably it doesn't make sense to enter into that trade. The Mines Ministry is seeking a note from the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs to amend the Metals Corporation Act so that about 24.9% stake in Hindustan Zinc could be divested, which the government is looking at doing. So some positive news for Hindustan Zinc on that front. And FMCG firm Godrej Consumer has entered the hair salon segment with the acquisition of 30% stake in a Mumbai-based premium hair salon chain called B Blunt. Apollo Cooper deal could run into trouble because there are some labor issues, and on the back of that, the Apollo management has asked for some concession or relief in the pricing on the valuation front. So this could be a bit of positive actually for Apollo Tyres if this deal does not go through. Definitely the Apollo Tyres stock in our market could really move up by about 5 to 7%. So watch out for some action on Apollo Tyres. And JSPL is in talks to purchase about 1320 megawatts coal-based power plant in Andhra Pradesh. The Union Power Ministry is looking at completing the process of bidding and awarding projects for Odisha, Tamil Nadu and one more state by January, and some of the big power names like NTPC, Tata Power, Adani Power, JSW Energy have evinced interest in setting up this ultra mega power plants, and Reliance Infrastructure's 3,000 crore cement facility is going to be operational in the near future. So watch out for some positive action in Reliance Infra stock in today's market. Coming to the stock specific ideas, Tata Steel, we can expect some positive action as the Tata Steel's group investment in various companies like Tata Motors, Tata Sponge Iron, Teo Rolls and TRF, they are looking at divesting, and that will definitely help the company actually cut some of its debt. So one can go long on Tata Steel with a stop loss of 294 and a target of about 309 to about 315. And L&T has got an order of almost about 1100 crore from the Gulf, so one can go long on L&T with a stop loss of 793 and a target of about 833 to about 849. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a great trading session and see you tomorrow at the same time.